What's up, guys? It's JC here. I'm doing this video to as almost as a preview for the weekend, but mostly the Springbok All Black game because that is your big game for the weekend, and also my thoughts on the Springbok starting lineup. I will do another video when the All Blacks also name their starting lineup and who will be playing against the Boks. That would be interesting. Yeah, let's start with the Springbok starting lineup. And yeah, look, my opinion on it, it's a decent starting lineup. A few names that did surprise me, not because they can't feature like do anything against the All Blacks, but it's just I didn't expect, So let's get to it. Your forwards, 1 to 8. Stephen Kitsoff, Bongi Mbonambi, Frans Lerbe, Ebenetzebeth, Loot Diaga, Kwagga Smith, and Jasper Visa. Decent 1 to 8. Look, I was almost, because he was already in New Zealand. I was expecting Malcolm Marx to start at hooker, but look, not that Bongi Mbonambi isn't capable of playing against All Blacks. I mean, he's one of the best hookers in the world. But Marx is also normally your go-to hooker. The Jacques Nienaber and Rassie Erasmus, he's a go-to hooker for the All Blacks. He brings that extra petrol and he's hard. And yeah, look, and Bongi Mbonambi, look, he's great. He's hard. That man is power, I think if that man had to run at me with the ball, I'd run away. I'd run the opposite direction. It would almost look like I'm playing for the opposition. All right, let's get to the backs. Faf de Klerk, Damian Willemse, Makazole Mapimpi, Damian Dialendi, Luquan Arm, Cheslin Kolbe, and Willie Leroux. Damian Willemse, he's blowing a bit hard or cold. Look, he's a decent. Look, mostly he's warm, but his consistency doesn't really. It's not really good. Look, I'm glad he needs to play at some point. He needs to start at some point. With Hydro Pollard who's injured and amongst other things. And he's a utility back. Another name that's on this list he's not even on the bench that I feel hard done by is Kurt Lawrence. But then again, who would you cancel out? Makazole Mapimpi and Cheslin Kolbe. Or Cheslin Kolbe, you can't, But I'll get to that. But other than that, the backline looks amazing. Then you got the bench. Marx, Thomas du Toit, Vincent Koch, Arceus Snyman, Peter Steph du Toit, Dwayne Vermeulen, Grant Williams, and Wani Lebok. Now what I see there, it's a 6-2 split. It's our regular split for the bench. And look, it's we play with power, hence why it's 6-2. Power is a central role for our game plan. Look, I enjoyed to see us playing more expansively, but our still go-to plan is power. That is in our DNA. I mean, one of the staple foods here in South Africa is pap and vleis. Translated to English, pap and meat, porridge and meat. Decent, amazing bench. Shows how much depth we have. Lebok, what do I see happening there with Lebok? I see Lebok moving up to 10. Willie Leroux would come off. And Willemse moving to fullback. That's just what I see happening. Look, I can be wrong. I'm hardly wrong. But I'm just human, okay? Shoot me if I'm wrong by one name or two names. Alright, my preview for this weekend, with the Boks All Blacks. It's a tight game. I'm not putting predictions, I'm not putting scores, I'm not making bets, I'm not putting money on the table. Okay? I did a prediction on Super Brew, Springboks by 3. Okay? But it's tight. This is going to be a tough game. I will say between 2011 and 2018, the All Blacks dominated this rivalry. Okay? I mean, particularly 2016 and 17, we got hammered. 50 plus point score lines. I mean, our worst defeat came in 2017, 57 no. So, but now this rivalry is alive, where you feel like, you know what, you just want a good game. You're not placing predictions. You don't care who wins. Look, I want South Africa to win. I'm a South African. It's in my DNA. I always want to beat the Kiwis. But it's a close game. I mean, why is this game so popular? It's not just South Africans and the Kiwis that watch this game. The entire rugby world stands still and watches this game, because it's a decent game. You want decent rugby, okay? What I hope it's not a big margin. Last year, when we beat the All Blacks by 16 points, I was celebrating, South Africa won, but I wasn't particularly happy. I want us to win the close games. I want us to beat the best. So I'm saying what I hope. South Africa by 2 or 3. Okay. How South Africa need to win this game? I didn't watch the full Argentine game. I watched highlights. We need to slow the ball speed down. We can't play the same game as what we played against Aussies. I expect a bigger fight. A much, much, much bigger fight from the All Blacks than what we got from the Aussies. I expect so much more, that the All Blacks will be able to stop the line speed that we had in that game. So we can't always go wide. We need to play hard. If South Africa can get the forward dominance, okay, as what I see over here, what I expect that we're looking for, we can beat the All Blacks. 3 points, okay. But now I'm also going to say if the Kiwis want to win this, the All Blacks can't play a forward-orientated game. The All Blacks need to rely on their line speed. But the thing is, they need to get decent ball for the backs. But how do you get decent ball for the backs? I'm not saying the All Blacks need to play. Look, All Blacks can't play forward oriented against the box. They can't. Look, I can be wrong. I don't know what Mr. Fozzie has up his sleeve. I don't know what tricks he has. Look, I'm not a Foster fan, but Foster's also not stupid. Okay? I believe he has tricks up his sleeve. Okay? But what the All Blacks need to do is, for them to win, they need to dominate up front. Because not dominate up front, but they need to get good ball from the forwards to the backs. For the backs to be as effective as what they possibly can be. So look, it's an 80-minute game. Okay? 80 minutes. I don't see the All Blacks closing shop after, like they did against Argentines. Look, they already led 31-0. Look, I'm not going to criticize All Blacks second half. I thought about it. You lead 31-0 at half time. You're gonna be like, okay, you know what, we got the game. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Argentina scored 2 tries, was still dominant scoreline. The Box, on the other hand, 17-5 at half-time against Aussies. You haven't won the game then yet. That's why we shot sharp. That's why we went in and we pushed for those 4 tries in the second half. So, you can't judge your prediction based on how the game was played. Okay? You can't do that. And you know what? I've seen a couple of things, comments. People say South Africa and the All Blacks one of them have already going to win the World Cup based off this weekend's performances. You can't base All Blacks performance against Argentines and say, yeah, the All Blacks are going to win the World Cup. You can't. The World Cup isn't won in the Rugby Championship. The World Cup's not won in the warm-ups. World Cup is won on the World Cup final. Okay, now I'm just going to do also a brief summary on. I expect the Boks are going to win this game. Also, 9 times out of 10, these games are decided with a 5-minute brilliance, 10-minute brilliance, sometimes. Look at the 2019 World Cup. All Blacks running 2 quick tries, 5 minutes, and they won the game, 23-13. Besides for those 5 minutes, the game was actually competitive. Okay? 2018, Wellington. All Blacks dominated possession and South Africa just, short braces, score tries. We ended up winning that game. Okay? Last example. 2018 Loftus. We were up 31-13. Okay, 31-13. 10 minutes to go. The All Blacks running a couple of quick tries. So you see, those are the things that also often decides these matches. Not every game, some game, a couple of games, your good games. Now that is the rugby I want. Must be so tight that only one moment decides a game. You catch your opponent napping, boop. Score 2 tries down. Okay? That's a rugby I want. I want dramatic rugby out of this game. And I believe that is what this weekend's going to boil down to. 5-10 minutes. Please let me know what your thoughts on that in the comments. The other game, on the other side of the harbour. I think odds against Argentina. I'll say the other side of the harbour, but I mean on the other side of the ocean. Let me just have a look here. But I believe it's Australia that's hosting the Argentines. Also, good game. It's going to be interesting. I want to see who bounces back better from the hidings from this past weekend. Checker or Jones. Checker used to coach Aussies. Jones also, a former here. Jones coached the Aussies 2003 World Cup final. I'll be honest with you, I respect both coaches. I respect them. I love Eddie Jones' character and Checker. Checker, I wouldn't classify him in the class of genius as what our class, Jones and the Erasmus. And those guys. But Jones has Michael Checker's number. No 2 ways about it, mate. I see the Wallabies. Jones, the Australians are going to want to make a statement here. Okay? And look, the Boks caught the Aussies on a bad day. I'll say this. I'll say it again. Boks caught Australia on a bad day. If that game was played any other time in this year, it would have been closer. Hell of a lot closer. Look, I still say it's 10 or more points. Between 10 and 15, So Aussies are still adjusting. What this weekend taught me, how much Eddie Jones has to work on. It doesn't say anything about Eddie Jones as a coach. It tells me how much Dave Rennie messed up. That's what it does. That's all it tells me. Dave Rennie messed up horribly. And and it also tells me Loftus is not Eddie Jones' stadium. Jones, remember that 92-3 hammering that you took at the end of the Bulls when you coached the Reds. Yeah. So look, Jones, stay away from Loftus, mate. No, I'm kidding. And look, Jones is a brilliant coach. He's a genius. How I have a lot of respect for one of the rugby minds that I love. Okay. I think Australia's going to pump the Argentines. Look, it's not going to be the scoreline of 43-12, 41-12, 32-12. No, it's not going to be one of those. It's not. It's going to be 10-15, maybe 20 points. Look, I think the Argentines are going to be in this game for 60 minutes. And then the Aussies are just going to run through them. Let me know your thoughts on that. And as I said in my previous video, the World Cup prediction doesn't change. Argentines and the Aussies in particular, the coaches still have time, you know. Aussies have bloody slow games. Australia has hard games. They have hard games. Nothing gets you suited for the World Cup better than hard rugby. Okay. If you ask me right now, who's playing the best rugby in the world right now? My Safa buddies are going to shoot me. Best rugby in the world right now. Before the World Cup. Italy, France. Ireland, France. Ireland and France are playing great rugby. I love the rugby they play. Okay. But if you ask me who's going to win the World Cup right now, like who's going to win the World Cup? South Africa or the All Blacks. I'm telling you now, the winner of this year's World Cup is going to win their 4th World Cup. Be the first team to take 4 trophies in history. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Cheers, guys.